Hey, what's up, my YouTube fam bam? It's your big brother Romelio, aka Big Bro Melio, back at it again after a couple of months off. Well, for every one of you who reached out asking what happened, well, I'm still here. I'm not leaving the world of YouTube. And you know what? I plan to keep sharing my thoughts and keep enlightening and motivating you because I want you to grow and succeed. Plus, I had to take care of some of my medical necessities. I had to regain my health and, most importantly, focus on my family, which are some of the most important things in my life. And I'm sure that's also true to a lot of you. And you know what? It's completely okay. It's okay to regroup, slow down sometimes, prioritize, step back, take a break, and focus on what matters the most. I did. And guess what? Because of that little break, my mind had shifted. Because my family and we've decided we're going to the Philippines. That's right. I'm bringing my wife and daughter to experience it with me. But, bro, you were born and raised in the Philippines. Why go back? Some of you might be asking. Why? Because I've never truly explored Southeast Asia. The Philippines will be our home base. That's the plan. And from there, it's so easy and cheap to jump to like Tokyo, Japan, Bangkok, Thailand, Da Nang, Vietnam, Bali, Indonesia, heck, even China. So don't get me wrong. I do love America. We live where many people dream of moving. Florida's beaches are beautiful. But with inflation climbing, everything's getting more expensive. If I'm not careful, I could slip right back into the rat race. And I don't want that. I'm retired now. I retired from the military, made some wise investments. And with this move, I can even help my wife retire from her 9 to 5 so we can see the other side of the world together. You know, this isn't about running away. It's not running away. This is about waking up. Most people think change comes from pain, but it also comes from having a vision, a dream. And the real transformation, it comes from clarity and a desire for next level freedom from the rat race and paying premium for every labor and help. Things are so expensive out here, man. You need a work done in your yard, you gotta pay premium. You need help, you gotta pay premium. If you don't have insurance, you're screwed. I also want freedom from the mind-numbing routine, the trap of lifestyle inflation, and the money walls that keeps us playing small. One morning, I looked around and asked, is this it? Bills paid, routine smooth. But inside, something just felt off. Like I was living inside a box I didn't even build. So that question lit a quiet storm in me and led my family to make one of the boldest decisions of our lives. We're moving to Southeast Asia, baby. That's right. Not because we hate it where we are. Don't get me wrong, I love Florida. But because we also love where we're going. Now let's talk about when life feels too small. If you ever felt like life was happening to you instead of through you, well, you're not alone. You see, I spent years grinding, contributing, doing the right things. Then I had to ask myself, man, did I trade aliveness for achievement? My life wasn't bad. In fact, it's been very adventurous. I grew up poor in the Philippines, watched my parents build a business, and became a middle class. Then we eventually moved to the US, and I joined the US Air Force, lived in plenty of amazing places. I became a husband, a dad, met incredible people along the way. I experienced war, retired from the military, worked a civilian job, started a business, invested. I also earned two master's degrees, and still, I felt like life had more to give. Here's what I learned. You don't have to hit rock bottom to want more. You just have to get honest with yourself and the people who matters the most. After all these years, I finally see wealth differently. The new kind of wealth isn't just dollars, it's time, freedom, it's clarity, it's peace. And looking in your child in the eye and saying, we don't have to live like everyone else. You see, I imagine mornings without traffic, days with more laughter, more culture, more food, and more connection. A life where joy doesn't cost six figures. You know, now that I'm smarter, I finally ask myself, huh, what if rich wasn't about money at all? What if it meant peace of mind to choose how I spend my hours? To take a walk with my daughters by the ocean any day of the week. Wouldn't that be nice? To help my wife retire from a job that drains her spirit. To build, to breathe, and be without constant pressure to buy the next shiny thing. Mm-mm. That's the wealth I'm chasing now. Time, calm, freedom to choose. You may ask, so why Southeast Asia? And honestly, we didn't just throw darts at a map. We asked, where can we grow and not just exist? For me, Philippines isn't just a destination, it's home. For my wife and daughter, it's a brand new world. A culture deep dive, authentic Filipino plates, sinigang that slaps, lechon with crackling skins, adobo that tastes like home. Mmm, I'm getting hungry. Those Tokyo style sushi bar where the chef places the bite in your hand. How about those Bangkok street stalls flaming up pad thais at midnight? And those Da Nang seafood pulled from the boat in the morning of Vietnam. And I dream about those sexy Bali, Thailand mornings. Those are nice. We're after slower days now, you see. Neighbor names, sari store runs, sunset walks, jeepney rides, and conversations that last longer than a mere notification on your cell phone. More adventure, fewer reruns, less autopilot, and more alive. That's what I want now. It is time. It's time to redefine that American dream for us. The old dream, a house, a job, a retirement plan. But for many of us, it just became a treadmill that never slowed down. I'm proud of what I built, but I'm not done building. I just want to build differently. I don't want my legacy to be a mortgage. I want it to be memories. We also want to raise a global minded daughter. I don't want my daughter just to read about the world. No, I want her to walk it, taste it, feel it. I want her to know different isn't dangerous. And the world is bigger than one zip code. think globally, act intentionally. We want to stretch the soul, not just the dollar. You might be wondering, so, Romelio, is this about saving money? No, it's about stretching life. Well, yes, the dollar goes further overseas, particularly in the Philippines and most of Southeast Asia, to be honest. But so does your sense of wonder, your gratitude, your time together. You know, in the US, we were paying for convenience. In Southeast Asia, we're investing in connections. Now let's talk about fear and freedom. Why don't most people make moves like this? Fear. Fear of the unknown. Judgment. Leaving the familiar. But the safe path, let me tell you, the safe path isn't always safe. Sometimes it's the slowest way to lose your joy. What if fear isn't a stop sign? What if it's the signal that you are getting close to something real? What if I say that your peace is something that money can never buy? This peace isn't about palm trees or cheap rent, you know? It's about choosing presence over pressure, depth over deadlines. You know what most won't understand? Most people won't get it, and that's okay. You don't need permission to live for yourself, to live intentionally. You don't need applause to live meaningfully. Because growth begins where routine ends. And that's a trade I am willing to make any time of the day. You know, I've been reading a lot of books those days that I was off YouTube, and that actually helped shift my lens. Let me tell you about these two books that rewired me. When you get a chance, go check them out. A, I'll leave a link down below in the comment box. The first book is The 4 Hour Work Week by Tim Ferriss, and the other one, Vagabonding by Rolf Potts. They are so good. And when you get a chance, I promise you, it will be a worth your time reading. You'll thank me later. That's right. And here's a take home from me. Growth begins where routine ends. If your life feels too small, maybe it's time to live somewhere big enough for your dreams. Huh? How about that? Make sure you tell your friends you heard that from Big Bro Malio. Because this isn't about moving across the world. It's about moving differently. So ask yourself, are you growing or just grinding? Ask yourself. I'm glad I was able to put this in a video form because when the idea came about, I was so inspired again to make a video for you. So, if this hits you, please drop a comment with one bold move you're making this year. Or simply just let me know what your thoughts are. And don't forget to hit that notification bell and subscribe if you're rocking with the journey. Remember, expansion over exhaustion. I love the United States. I love the US. I'm a patriot. I served it. I bled for it. I gave it years of my life. But loving your country, it doesn't mean you stop questioning your lifestyle. You don't. Life in the US is expensive. Groceries, insurance, gas, pressure from the top. It started to feel Like we were working just to survive, to live. I know in the Philippines, our dollar stretches, but more importantly, so does your peace of mind. My wife gets culture, my daughter gets friendship, and I finally get presents. It's nice. You know, this video isn't just about financial wisdom, it's life wisdom. So hear me out. We're not escaping, we're expanding, we're growing. And as your big bro Mel, you always say, keep growing, keep showing up. I see you. I'm proud of you. You got this. That's right.